hate to say it. Summer is winding down and kids are returning to the classroom in just a couple of weeks. Doctors say this is the time to schedule back to school physicals to ensure your child is healthy and ready to head back to campus.
Dr. Danielle Flowers is a pediatrician at Kaiser Permanente Mission Hills. She's here with the checklist for parents. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yes, this is the time for the kids and parents to start getting that mindset of going back to school. A big part of that is the annual physical. Why is that so important?
Well, it's a time to meet with us and to really make sure your child is ready to go back to school. We're going to talk about if they're up to date on their vaccines. We're going to make sure that they're getting enough sleep. We're going to check their height, their weight, their vision, their hearing. And we can also talk about any concerns that you've had. If they've had issues with learning, or if you are worried about anything with anxiety or issues at school too.
Yeah, and then you can kind of flag those and figure out the best course before they get back into school. Okay, in our household, I've been telling Sheba, there's a big debate because Dad and my stepson love staying up late together watching movies. Summer's like a blast for both of them. They're both staying up way past their bedtime. How do I curb this and make sure that he gets it back onto a sleep schedule so that we're not like slamming into a concrete wall when he goes back?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that your husband and son are having this time together. But we got to get back to school schedule.
So it's helpful for me who has to get up so early too. Like, there's a benefit to me
100%. So really what you want to do is figure out your goal time and go backward by 15 minutes every night. So if you do that, it'll adjust slowly. You don't want to do the whole like all of a sudden we got to go to bed 2 hours earlier. That's not going to work for anybody.
But we should be doing that now.
Now, because it's going to take a couple weeks to get back on track. So if you go backward 15 minutes every single night, and we want to do decreased screen time right before bed too, because it helps people fall asleep. So that's what you're looking for.
All right, Jamie, sounds like you're going to have to be the bad guy tonight. Let us know how that goes.
15 minutes is manageable. 15 minutes
is manageable. I didn't even notice it. Change the clock.
Exactly.
You know Archie. I don't know that.
My poor friend, and I'm plotting against him. Okay, there are also concerns about increase in COVID activity. As kids head back to school, they're going to be around more kids again. We always talk about how they're getting sick all the time. How can parents boost their immunity as they prepare to head back to the classroom?
Well, it goes right along with the sleep that we just talked about. We want to make sure your kids are getting around 9 to 12 hours of sleep, depending on their age.
9 to 12? Those lucky little kids.
I know. So you want to start with that, and then diet and exercise, right?
Okay.
We want to make sure they have that balanced diet. Fruits, vegetables, lean meats, good proteins like beans, tofu, those types of things. Make sure they're hydrated, enough water. Those are the things that are going to keep their immune system. And we want them having regular exercise, right? They got to get out there. That's how they stay healthy.
And move. I mean, it makes sense.
It does, but I feel like it was so much more common when we were younger. I feel like now you don't hear kids playing outside as much.
No, you got to plan it.
So the other thing I think is interesting is that, a lot of schools have moved more online, but you still get these giant backpacks of now not only books, but the computer, all the essentials in it. And it's something I didn't think about until we were doing research is you have to really think about your kid's backpack, their shoes, and so many other little things that can just support their overall health.
Absolutely. Making sure their backpack is the right size is really important. These are kids. Their bones and muscles are still developing. We don't want something that's too heavy that's going to put a strain on them. So that's, that can affect them and cause chronic back pain for a long time. So you want to make sure that backpack is the right size and then it hits them in the right place so that the straps are adjusted properly. And we want to make sure they're not doing the one arm hang off where it weighs 20 pounds.
Which looks super cool.
Which was super cool when we were in school. But we want to try to make sure they understand the importance of make sure it's on.
How do you feel about rolling bags?
Well, I mean, they're okay, but a lot of schools don't allow them. So it depends on the school.
You know why it's triggering for me? My mom made me get a doctor's note. I had a rolling backpack. And I really wanted to be the girl with the one sling on the shoulder and be cool. And guess what? My back still hurts, Dr. Flowers. Thanks a lot, Mom. But you do forget, the kids are so small and there is so much stuff to carry nowadays.
Yes.
So you gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful and make sure everything fits well.
What are the biggest concerns you're hearing from your patients as they get ready to head back to school?
The biggest one is sleep, always. And then really around nutrition and making sure that they're eating enough and getting a good breakfast.
And is it because they're picky and don't want to eat? They're sleepy, they don't want to eat? What are solutions to that?
Most kids wake up in the morning and they don't necessarily, they're not ready to eat or they want to make poor choices. So it's really about sitting down with them and letting them help choose, right? Make them part of the decision. Like, what are we going to have for breakfast this week? What fruit are you going to have this morning? Hey, how are we going to get water before you get to school?
That's a great point.
What's
so
our
then
protein?
They're excited about it.
Yeah, they got to make them part of it.
Yep, and it's so great. My husband has to deal with that, and I don't because
I'm here. There you go. A win is a win. Dr. Flowers, thanks for being with us this morning.